up, boxing fans? This is episode 2 of the SquadCast. It's been a long time since the last time you heard from us, but you know, we got lives. We're busy with our shit. So, episode 2, we're gonna talk about 2014 in year in review, which is kind of not the best year for boxing, but it's all right. So, 2014 year in review, what to look for 2015, with from the looks of it is about to be turned, and just go over some of our fight of the year, fighter of the year, and trainer of the year picks. So we'll start off with perhaps the biggest story of 2014 was not even a fight. It's just the ongoing negotiations with Mayweather-Pacquiao. I mean, this is the first time Mayweather has publicly acknowledged that he wanted to fight Pacquiao. So I guess that's a step in the right direction. But I mean, I don't really know. Like, every year they talk about it, and like it never happens. What do you think, Josh?
I mean, it's been ongoing for several years now, ever since 2009. Just a lot of things just happen, you know. It's just business at the end of the day.
I mean, I don't know. They're thinking Aram's fault, Mayweather's fault, Manny's fault. I mean, the fact that Mayweather publicly acknowledged it is a huge step. But I don't know. Pacquiao's been relentlessly calling him out. It might just be Mayweather trying to hold off the media onslaught. And then Aram also, we saw Alex Ariza went on I think Fight Hype it was, shout out Fight Hype. He went on Fight Hype and said it was Aram's fault why they aren't doing the fight. So I don't know what's going on. It's the fight everyone wants to see. It's going to be a record-breaking fight, but we know how this goes in boxing. I mean, I'll see it when I believe it. If not, there's always Mayweather Khan. Mayweather will find some guy to fight. Hopefully, from Pacquiao's point, this happens, because I don't want to see no Pacquiao Jesse Vargas. What they were rumoring, you would have to pay me to watch Pacquiao Jesse Vargas.
I think
if
Pacquiao fights Jesse Vargas, it should not be on pay-per-view because it's not pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah, Pacquiao Jesse Vargas is weak. So also another big fight in 2015, Canelo Cotto, potentially rumored to be on Mayweather's May 2nd date. That's a pretty big fight too. What do you think about that one, Josh?
It's going to be a huge fight. Yeah, we have a young rising champion. Or he's still rising. Oh, he's already on the top, actually. My bad. And we got Cotto, one of the veterans of the sport, fighting at probably a catchweight of 159 for Cotto's WBC middleweight championship.
I mean, that should be good. We're going to see there if Cotto's actually revitalized under Freddie, or if Sergio Martinez was just past his prime. That's going to be a good fight. It could go either way. If Cotto's as good as he looked in the last fight, it could go either way. What's your early prediction on that one?
I think it'll go 12 rounds for sure. I think it'll be a close fight, but I got Cotto winning.
Okay, going for the veteran. Score one for the veteran.
Experience over, you know.
Speaking of Canelo, he had a pretty solid 2014. Destroyed Angulo, who, as it turns out, is actually just like past his prime and kind of sucks now. But besides that, the Lara fight was interesting. Our last episode was a review, and that was an interesting fight. How do you think that played out, dude? That was interesting.
I mean, it was a good, close fight, but I had added a draw, 114-114. Both fighters proved that they can trade, but I mean, Lara ran, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I had 115-113 Canelo. That 117-111 card was ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what that judge was watching.
That was bullshit, but that was a close fight. I mean, it was really like the dilemma of judging boxing. Do you go for the clean punches, or do you go for the more aggressive? Yeah, the more work rate. And so, speaking of that, let's go to some actual boxing tragedies last weekend. Herrera Benavidez and Bradley Chavez. Not a good look for the sport in those two fights. Both absolute robberies. What are you thinking, Josh? It was bad.
Oh man, it was a bad day for boxing. I mean, and both fights were on HBO too. But I had Herrera winning 8 rounds to 4. Everyone. And for the Bradley Chavez fight, I had Bradley winning 10 rounds to 2.
Yeah, I like Julia Letterman is normally a good judge for that Bradley fight, but I don't know what happened there. Normally she's pretty respectable. That was just horrendous. 8 rounds to 4 for Chavez. Give me a break. Speaking of that weekend, though, we got Amir Khan, Devin Alexander. Most thought it'd be a 50-50 fight. My boy Khan went in there and smashed Alexander.
Looked spectacular.
That's probably his best performance of his career.
Yeah.
I mean, not only did everyone was saying, oh, he's a clinch master. He didn't even clinch that fight. He fought defensively. He ducked. He slipped. Got caught here and there, but so was everyone. And he dished out the punishment. I mean, let's not get too up here saying Khan's like the best welterweight and all that, but how does he look in the division now after that win?
I mean, his ranking has blown up I think is already a top 5 welterweight.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Give him top 5.
He looked amazing with his speed, footwork, his boxing skills last Saturday against Alexander. I don't know what's next for him. Probably Mayweather, but who knows? He might fight Kell Brook, Marquez. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I have number 5 right now behind Floyd, Manny, JMM, and Bradley in no specific order. But I got him 5. I mean, I don't know what more people want. Like, there's still some critics, but he went in and fought a top 10 welterweight who was game. It wasn't like Collazo where he's past his prime. A game top 10 welterweight and won 11 rounds to 1 in my book. That's some spectacular stuff.
Yep.
We're going to focus mostly on the welterweight division this episode because, I mean, that's the money division in boxing right now. And it was a big year for that division. You got Pacquiao beating Bradley. Absolutely, like, beat him. I had him 9 rounds to 3 in that rematch in March, a long time ago.
Yep.
And then he killed Chris Algieri, but I didn't even know why that fight was made.
Yeah, I mean, his fight with Bradley was a pretty interesting fight. I mean, for 5 rounds, it was a close fight until Manny led the way from round 6 to 12, and it was a shutout.
Yeah, and so, I mean, he beat Algieri. He's on the horizon for next year. I just hope he fights Mayweather. Cotto looks revitalized. Had a nice win over Sergio Martinez, but still remains to be seen if that was a legit win or not. And we got a new star on the horizon, or at least everyone wants us to believe is a new star. That boy Terrence Crawford. What you thinking, Josh, on that boy Terrence?
Oh, man. He had a spectacular... he had a great year. He fought Ricky Burns. He fought Gamboa. And his last fight was against... what's his name?
Beltran.
Beltran, my bad. That Gamboa fight, though, people thought Gamboa would have walked through Crawford, but Crawford won by
he lost
TKO.
The first 4 rounds of that fight.
Yeah.
He came back. That was impressive. What else we got looking in 2014? Thurman. I mean, Thurman had a couple of wins. I still think Thurman's overrated. People trying to tell me Khan's better than Thurman. Thurman's a solid fighter. But tell me when Thurman beats one legitimate one top 15 guy, and then he can start talking shit about beating Mayweather, fighting Mayweather, and all that shit. Thurman has not beat one top 15. I mean, I think he has skills to do it. I think he's a good fighter. However, he's got to earn his way up there. People are telling me that other fighters haven't earned their way up there. Let's see something from you in 2015, Thurman. Fight someone good and beat him, and then we'll talk again. Kell Brook Porter got exposed a little bit. I mean, he's still a solid fighter, but, you know, he got a little exposed. What are you thinking there?
It was a good fight. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, Porter went in. Porter
came aggressive. Like, that's how he fights, but it wouldn't work out.
Yeah, he's a little messy.
Brook style.
If you can hold Porter back, we found maybe the blueprint to beat Porter. All right, so, I mean, I think that covers it for 2014, what to look for in 2015. There's not much to say, really. Hopefully, it's just a good year because 2014 was weak compared to 2013. Gave us some great fights. So hopefully 2015 is good. So let's get to our Josh and VJ's awards right now. The SquadCast awards. We're using the BWAA nominees, and we're only going to do Fighter of the Year, and Trainer of the Year. So let's go with Fighter of the Year first. What do you got, Josh?
Fighter of the Year, I give it to Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
Yep.
How come?
His impressive performance against Algieri, who was a champion at the time, and he's now not undefeated. So, and he had an amazing fight with Bradley.
Okay, Pacquiao.
That's my opinion, though.
I'm going to go with Kovalev because everyone thought Hopkins, not everyone, but it was a 50-50 fight, and a lot of people thought Hopkins' age and stuff would beat out Kovalev, but Kovalev went in there and absolutely dominated Hopkins. Like, people thought, okay, maybe Kovalev doesn't have the boxing skills for that, but he went in there and showed he's a good boxer.
And he has power.
Yeah, he has power. He's won like, what, 2 fights this year before Hopkins, 1 fight? And that Hopkins fight was enough for me, man. I mean, Crawford was a close candidate for Fighter of the Year, but, I mean, Gamboa hadn't fought for a long time since he fought Crawford. Yeah, Hopkins was game, dude, and Kovalev killed him. Like, that wasn't even close. Alright, so we're going to look at Fighter of the Year now. Speaking of Crawford, though, I got to give him versus Gamboa was Fight of the Year. Crawford went down. Gamboa went down. Gamboa went down again. I watched that live. That was a fun fight. 9 rounds of complete action. when both ways Crawford took some adversity and worked through it. That was what you look for in boxing. And not only the reason why it was the best fight was because it meant something to boxing. Like some of the other fights that were good, they were just like 2 B-level guys. Like this fight actually means something, and it was good. That's what put it ahead for me. What about you, Josh?
I got the Lucas Matthysse versus John Molina Jr. fight back in I think it was April, March.
I think it was March or February.
Yeah,
around there.
Dude, it was a all action packed fight. I mean, you had Molina knocking down Matthysse early, and then Matthysse came back to win by knockout. That was a pretty interesting fight. That was an
action-packed card, dude. That card had what? That card had Thurman, Matthysse. It had someone else. It had Guerrero on it.
Yeah.
I think it had. Was it? No,
Guerrero was somewhere.
Guerrero was with
the Japan fighter.
Yeah, Vasily Lomachenko was on the same card as Guerrero. But I had another. I don't remember the third fighter on that card, but that was a pretty nice card.
Yeah.
I think that card had Paulie and Porter, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, that was pretty good card. And also last one, go trainer of the year. I gotta go with my boy Freddie Roach.
Yeah, I gotta go with Freddie Roach too.
I mean, it wasn't a huge year for trainers, but Roach did have the 2 Pacquiao wins. The 1 over Bradley was big, and he revitalized Miguel Cotto's career. Man, they went in there and put the hurt on Sergio Martinez. And I mean, the other candidates, like, they didn't have any real big wins this year. I mean, John David Jackson had the Kovalev win, but who else? He doesn't have no one else. Nasim Richardson had the Hopkins loss. Mayweather Sr. obviously had both Mayweather wins, but Mayweather looked worse this year than he's ever looked. I mean, he didn't train anyone else to big wins. So, I mean, it's pretty clear. I got to go with Roach. So that about covers it for my nominations. Anything else to say, Josh, for 2015?
2015, I think it's going to be a huge year for Triple G, Gennady Golovkin.
Okay, that's my boy right there.
I think he's going to become at least top 10. If not, he's already top 10.
Pound for pound?
Pound for pound. I mean,
someone's got to fight him, dude.
I mean, we're still waiting for Andre Ward. Some things happened between him and his promoter, so he's been inactive for quite a while now. But I love to see Triple G versus Andre Ward at 168.
That'd be sick. I think Triple G's got to move up if he wants any big fights. No one's trying to fight him at 160. Cotto and Canelo, I think, are a little too small for Triple G. They'd probably get knocked out, even if they're better boxers. So that's pretty much all I got. Hopefully 2015 is way better than 2014. Happy holidays. Have a good New Year, folks.
And we want to thank Al Heyman too.
Oh yeah, I'd like to thank Al Heyman also for helping us make this episode. Alright, that's it for the SquadCast. Have a good one.